Lovely weather for ducks. I don't know why I've been waiting for a nice sunny day to do my May videos, but I've just spent the May bank holiday with a stinking cold in bed and now it's raining. So I've come outside anyway and it's glorious. As you can see here, the gorse is, that's not gorse actually, that's broom in full bloom, and the rosebay willow herb is really getting tall. And the hills are misty. Water coming down the waterfalls from them into this dew pond at the bottom of the garden. And somebody reversing up the hill. Something you'd never see on a sunny day is the way that the rain collects in plants. I guess Alchemilla mollis. Lots of little diamonds and the sound of running water behind. My pile of chippings from the tree is considerably smaller. I'm getting there. And then behind this is the josterberry. Beautiful bright greens and lots and lots and lots of berries coming. That's why the rain's important in June, or even May. Raindrops on the blueberry leaves, and still the buzz of the bees pollinating. And I cut the grass this morning before the rain started. It was really beginning to get very long. So everything looks so much better now. I'd been wondering which of my irises this was, and there we go. I think it's called Film Night. Deep, silky, purpley black. And underneath, strawberry flowers, and the first strawberries coming. And the lilies are through. These are going to be stargazer lilies. And underneath them, some anemone de Caen just coming up as well. Garlic's looking really good. Peonies not so happy. They've really taken a battering with the rain, but they make this beautiful splash of colour on the path. The gooseberry's about ready to be pruned when I can do it, but then in front of that the first of the foxgloves are coming into bloom. Just that splash of cream and pink. Beautiful deep blue aquilegia, also known as granny's bonnets. So if I bring it in a little bit closer, you might be able to see why they're called granny's bonnets. You think of a Victorian lady in her fancy bonnet. Only these ones are dancing in the wind. Another purple iris. I have a horrible feeling that this is the hardiest one and that they might all turn out to be that. There should be a white one and an apricot coloured one as well, but I'm just going to have to wait and see. And then the foxgloves are growing up through the honeysuckle. And that lovely yellowy green of the feverfew, which is going to have little yellow and white daisy flowers on it very soon. And while the big red peony is getting past its best, there's always something else coming up behind. This one is going to be big pink pom-poms. And I left this foxglove just because I thought it would look nice where it was. And it does, and it's turned out to be a pure white one. The kale plants started coming into flower a couple of weeks ago, and I was a bit disappointed until I suddenly thought, but that's purple sprouting. Isn't that exactly what purple sprouting is? So we've had plate after plate after plate of the flower heads from these. They've finally caught up with me and they're now bright yellow. I won't be eating these, they'll probably be quite bitter, but they're great for the insects. And then when the insects are finished, I shall give the leaves to the chickens and turn it all into eggs. Then next year's kale is coming along nicely. It's sat looking very unhappy for a while, but it's beginning to put on some growth, and I've put a row of lettuces and some parsnips in front, but you can't see those yet. And this is the only patch of the raised beds I haven't managed to get into weed, and I'm really pleased because it's gorgeous. Daylilies and centaurea, or ragged robin. And then growing through it all, raspberries, which looks as if there's quite a lot of fruit on it this year, so we might do quite well out of that. I've planted French beans in the herb bed. I made a little pond with this terracotta pot, but then found that it's no longer plugged at the bottom, so I'm going to have to dig it out and do it again. But there's so much growth here. I'm already picking this marjoram and drying it. The parsley's gone to seed, but everything's just looking glorious. And last year I had French beans and runner beans, around this arbour. This year it's feverfew and foxgloves and sweet peas, so it'll be a little while before it gets anywhere, but more importantly, my Christmas present. This is Gertrude Jekyll, and you can see they're already got great big fat buds. They're going to be bright pink and the classic rose scent, and then underneath there's some borage plants coming through, and alyssum and lobelia. And the two little creeping thyme plants that look so sad over the winter that I thought maybe had died, they're fine. And this bed looked fabulous while I was cutting the lawn, but the rain has just knocked the whole thing over. It'll be fine, it'll pop back up again. But this is cotton lavender. You can see what the weight of the water does. If I just kick that and get the water off it, it'll pop back up again. Whew. And there you got the first of the sweet williams that I grew from seed. They smell like carnations. This is just the beginning though. And more rosebuds. This is gentle Hermione. And underplanted again, that lovely blue and white of lobelia and alyssum. And there's going to be roses all the way around, generous gardener behind. And then up to the beautiful purple of the chives. All of those chives came last year from one supermarket pot that I just split and then planted in little clumps. Cost me about 90p. What was I going to do over the Maybank holiday? I wonder. Some of this got planted out, but I've still got lots of yellow currant tomatoes, and then up here rather overgrown sunflowers and nicotiana and cosmos to plant out, so I'll do that in the next few days, I hope, and manage to get some order back into this. But at the moment there's just so much green, it's lovely. And this is the new bed I created, what, 3 weeks ago? Maybe a little bit longer than that. The kale's really taken off. I've got rocket ready to pick on the left there. There are radishes coming up. Don't know if you can see on here the little spikes of leeks, and then the green row of dill. It's coming along really nicely. I just need to put the edging around it now, but there's no rush for that. And as ever behind, they've seen me coming. They know what's coming. More corn. Hello. There you go. Something to do this afternoon. And down the side of the chicken run, up against the house, we've got this little gravel strip. So I sowed seeds when we arrived, just to break it up a little bit. So it's full of Welsh poppies and various other things that will come up later in the summer as well. The old apple tree seems to be doing really well. None the worse for its haircut in the winter. And how about this for a view from my bedroom window? Just stunning. Rhododendrons. Full of bees. And I only came out for a walk at lunchtime. I couldn't bear to go back in again. So I've done the summer pruning for these trained apple trees, and then I thought, why not just do the filming as well? Then by the front door I put a little terracotta watering thing in the middle, and I put in some tumbling tom tomatoes and lobelia, a bit of splash of colour and something to eat by the front door. And then I'm going to finish off around the side of the house with this little acer, and then behind it my two new cordon apple trees that are now in bloom, so I know they're going to be all right. I planted them at an angle so there'll be lots of side shoots, and they will just stay as small trees and helping decorate this hedge. So that's my garden in May. Soggy but flourishing, and more importantly, almost all that wood chip's gone. If you found this video helpful, please do click on like below and subscribe to my channel. You might also like to hop across using the links to my Facebook or LinkedIn pages where you'll find much more content.